Here we go.
We're live. It's Saturday night.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, I see a round logo.
Now I'm going to click on it and I'll be able to watch you guys. That's the indication that y'all are live. And then.
Okay, great.
Unbelievable. I'm telling you, when I was a kid.
A bit closer to Darren.
I don't want to. He smells like beer. When I was a kid, the highest technology thing that used to freak us out was the ball on the typewriter, that IBM typewriter. The ball spinning around. We couldn't figure out. We'd watch it while they were typing and say, how the hell did they do that?
This is news to me.
Now,
I don't know what you're talking about.
They didn't have those around when you were a kid?
I remember typewriters, but I don't remember any kind of ball that was on it.
Yes, there was a ball in the center, and the ball would spin around as you typed.
And what was the point of the ball?
Instead of having all those hammers.
Okay.
You know, you had all the different hammers. Every letter had its own little arm, and you press down like this, and it hit the.
Come a long way since then.
Then IBM had the one with the little ball, and you could type. And you got to the point also that you didn't have to use the white. Remember, you used to have the little white bottle of paint you used to put on the paper when you made a mistake.
You had the little ribbon.
Yeah.
You get it all over your fingers.
Yeah. Oh man, it's amazing. And like today, I was showing you that golf ball. You see the dimple configuration?
Oh yeah, they were
unfreaking believable.
They were hand pressed into
it. Yeah, here it's right there. Let me get it.
Don't hurt yourself. They were hand pressed in there.
You think?
Well, how else did they get them there back in the day?
Anybody watching out there?
What's it? What's the name of it?
It was a Spalding, I think.
Sirloin cover. How about that? Who knows they had that back then?
Is it a little close?
Yeah, there you go.
It's hard to see with the glare.
I had no idea they had sirloin back then. I thought it was.
Look at how shallow those dimples were, and they're all perfectly aligned.
Wow, that's good craftsmanship there.
Superfly, holy cow!
Probably it's not going to go more than 200 yards nowadays.
This ball right here, if you knock the snot out of it, it'll go 210. That's what we had. We didn't know any better. Everybody I know had a set of Sam Snead Blue Ridge.
Before my time.
Sam Snead was before your time. I remember the first time I saw Sam Snead. I said, "Holy crap, he swings over the top." and now I realize it's not really over the top. What it is, here's the plane, and here he's swinging on plane, but he takes the club back inside the plane and comes down on the plane. He doesn't come down outside the plane, so it's not really over the top.
No, it's still it's from the inside. But here's my premise: when you're doing that, you're losing all the force in the swing. So there's a few people that have done it that way. Arnold Palmer, another one, and Sam Snead. But it's, to me, to have an efficient swing, you have to go from a steep to shallow.
Yeah, but they didn't know.
No, they didn't know. They had no idea.
We didn't know.
Nope.
We didn't even think of those kind of things. There wasn't even any video. They say the first guy was what was his name? Wasn't Ed Fergal?
Nope.
It was anyway, he won the National Open.
Yep.
Twice in a row. And then Bell and Howell came out with that camera.
Yep.
And he said that's what screwed him up, because when he looked at the camera and he saw how his back was rolled rounded.
Oh.
He said, "Oh, I got to fix that." That was into him.
Yeah, he was from California. What was his name? Oh, darn it.
If anybody's watching, and you can write it in the chat, help us out. I remember, God, I can't. I
know.
Anyway, he won the National Open. Used to be called the National Open before it was called the U.S. Open.
Yep. I'm drawing a blank, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's from California. Is where he was from, and I think he started doing some work with Jim McLean at some point. But yeah, I remember what you're talking about with the grid in the background.
Was Jim McLean even alive then?
Like Jim McLean, he's so old he's almost dead.
I am dead. This is AI. This is what AI can do. Look at that. See, I'm already dead and in the ground, and I'm still talking.
Well, we just recently had a junior golf tournament here in Myrtle Beach, the Dustin Johnson World Championship, and we saw some pretty amazing youngsters come through. We saw
Seems like it.
the Trump girl Kai Trump and Charlie Woods, and you could see
Kai
him,
Trump,
Kai Trump, the granddaughter.
the granddaughter of the
Yeah.
president.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep, she was
I didn't know.
Donald Jr.'s daughter.
Wow.
And then, as you can see here up on the screen, this is Matt Kuchar's son. So a lot of
Yeah, this surprised me when you first showed me. Look at this downswing that he has. How he tries to scoot it in from the inside.
before we get to that, one of the things I noticed is watch his takeaway. Watch how his hands kind of go down. Right, his hands are going down. What's the matter?
We don't see it.
Oh, you don't see the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got to put it up. How about now?
Yes.
All right, good. Now, this is our first time with this new software, Streamlab.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Thank you, Mr. Producer,
Or Miss Producer.
Miss Producer. But yeah, here's that initial motion where his hands go down, and that's one of the things that his father would do to start the motion. His hands would go down, and let me see if I have.
What do we see all the time? I see mostly people with their hands going up
Yes,
because they're rolling the club
up,
underneath.
up and out.
Yep.
Let's see if we got Cooch here. Where is it? There he is.
Yeah, it's good, but you got him in the front. So there you
There you
go.
go. You can watch, how his hands just kind of
His clubs
go
are
down.
too short for him.
hand goes down. Hands don't go out. Hand goes down. Handle's going down, club goes up. We see the opposite all the time. Hands go out, club gets behind.
Yes.
Then
See it all the time.
the ball one.
See it all the time. They just first move is they go up and they roll.
Mm-hmm. Why do people do that? Don't do that. Stop sucking at golf.
I wonder why they want to go that way. I guess it makes sense to them. I don't know.
But he's got some of his father's mechanisms in there, and then you were alluding to what is downswing here.
Well, at least he knows his real father's not the mailman.
We'll zoom in here, take a closer look. Now tell me what you see in this downswing here.
Right there, he gets in trouble. He's trapped right there, I think.
Yeah. And you can see how extended his wrist is here, right? Look at that. That club face is open right there, my friend.
Well, depending how you grip the club when he started.
That's true. Wow, look at that. You would, I don't know if you'd get up after you made a swing like that nowadays, Bobby.
Unbelievable. Look at him getting kicked in the butt. He'll get rid of some of that as he gets older.
Yeah, and you can see his build. I mean, it's these kids nowadays. They're just so strong, and it hit it a mile. There's no thought of accuracy.
Well, in my generation, players were all 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", because the other kids that were bigger were playing sports.
Right.
They're playing football. They're playing
Golf
baseball.
was not in fashion.
You got that right. I mean, we never had a big. We have a football game in Miami High that had 25, 30,000 people at the Orange Bowl. The golf team. I don't remember anybody coming out to see us. Nobody cared. It was in the announcements in the morning. The Miami High golf team beat Coral Gables 4-5 or whatever. Nobody gave a crap.
Did you graduate from, or would you drop out?
No,
in 10th grade, 11th grade.
They threw me out. They threw me out. Oh, that's not Kuchar's son.
Well, let's pretend it is.
He said he still had his hands go down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that move right here where it goes down, right?
How do we know if somebody's trying to put something in the chat?
Well, we could take a look here.
Like you guys are idiots.
Yeah, it's one person. You guys are live. Love it. It's
Oh,
Leanne.
it's
She's
Leanne.
the only one watching.
That's like saying I was rated number one in my area by my mother.
But yeah, it's a very pronounced move that is.
Well, whoever he is,
backwards,
whoever his
right.
father is,
Right.
he's trapped inside. And he can snap hook it off a planet the way he's swinging it. How come there's no snap hooks anymore? What's the difference? Must be the equipment.
The equipment, yeah, for sure, and the golf ball as well. That ball is really tough to curve nowadays. It's very difficult to curve because it's very low spin.
But there used to be snap hooks all the time.
You can't do that anymore.
I think it's also because everybody swung underneath more, so they had to slam their hands over real hard. And they're slamming their hands over. And
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
That's how I get the snapper. But they're all swinging underneath like Nicholas. With
Yeah, that's a good
the
point.
reverse C, the famous reverse C routine, and that meant you had to fire the hands real hard.
Yeah, and nowadays it's a much more passive club face going back and through. There's not as much rotation of the face going back and rotation of the face coming through. You don't slam it over anymore. You kind of just hold it through the hit.
Right, and it seems like if anything, they'll bail a shot out to the right off the tee.
With the less slamming it over, absolutely. All right, let's take a look at another swing.
Let's make sure we get the right father this time.
The right father this time. So this is Kai Trump. Have you seen her golf swing
That's
before?
Kai Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's the one that doesn't hinge at the top.
Yes.
Got to straighten that out. Maybe we can call Nancy Pelosi. She'll fix her.
Very good grip. Nice setup.
I don't like the right-hand grip.
You not a fan of that?
I don't like the right-hand grip. Could be better. See,
Yeah.
she doesn't hinge her hands.
There you go. Lot of power lost there. Ton of power lost.
You can tell she's
Look
probably
at
a
how
pretty tall
straight that
girl.
is. Yeah, look at how straight that arm is. She should be here at this point. All you got to do is hinge your hands there.
Maybe she worked so hard on keeping a stiff left arm. You know the 3 great lies. Keep your head still, keep a stiff left arm, and I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. None of those
Right.
are true.
But
Although it's getting better.
but that's definitely a big power loss there. And at her age and gender, right? There's 2 genders nowadays. She can't afford to lose any speed. She's got to maximize everything that she has in her golf swing, because most of the girls in the LPGA Tour are maximizing. They're getting the most of every penny out of the energy they have. So if she's wanting to go to the big leagues here, in my opinion, she's got to work on this for sure. But I think she's only like 13, something like that.
Is that all?
Yeah, she's young.
She looks like she's 18 or 19 or something.
I know. But oh, she's 19.
She's 19, you see?
Thank you, Mr. Producer. But yeah, and let's take it through the hit. 17.
Close enough.
All right, so watch here. She's starting to load it more on the way down. Look at this. You see this?
Yes.
Now she's got 90. She loads it on the way down.
Notice her left arm's bending a little. It softened a little.
Yep.
It's probably what helped it. When you're so stiff like that, it's hard to hinge your hand.
Yep. But, in my time around Nicholas, this was a no-no. Downcock is the worst thing that you can have in a golf swing, according
Right
to
field.
Jack.
Right field.
Mm-hmm. Worst thing that you can have. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to have her hinge more at the top, it's going to affect this downswing motion. So,
And I can't tell you the years and years and years that I've known guys trying to get that in their move. I want to try and hinge it more on the way down so I get more lag.
get narrow, right? Get narrow. The killer of golf swings, in my opinion. Just a killer of a golf swing. Down cock. No down cock. And that down cock is when, just like she did here, you go from 90 degrees on the way down to, what are we at here? I don't know, maybe 75. She's not at 90, that's for sure.
Right.
But she increases that angle on the way down, which, like I said, is.
She's going to go off sides if she don't watch out. She's on her way.
Well, she hangs in there. Wow, look at that. Look at all of them nowadays. Look at their torque in their body and jumping, and look at that lower half down here. Wow. That golf swing's not going to last very long. I can tell you that much. Going to be a lot of injury going on if she keeps that up. But what do I know?
Look at her knees straighten up. They lock up. They're all trying to hit it as hard as they can. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
So what's going to happen when they try to control the ball? And all of a sudden, that's not the emphasis anymore.
No, there's no such thing anymore.
I say there's no reason to control the ball. What you want to do is control the golf course. If you set the golf course up to penalize the long hitters, they'd have to start hitting 1-irons off the tee. But they wouldn't get it in the fairway. And if they didn't get in the fairway, they'd be really sorry dogs. If I was setting up the golf course for a tournament, I'd set it up to where you got at best 22, 24 yards worth of fairway, side to side.
Yeah, that back in the old days, that was the width of a U.S. Open fairway, 20 yards.
Exactly. It should be 20 yards. And when I played in Europe, a lot of the golf courses were like that. You were in a heather. Outside of 20 yards, you were in a heather, and you had to take a wedge and try and pop it out
Yeah.
and just get it on the fairway again.
We had these two trees on the Bears Club driving range, which kind of were about 20 yards wide. And Gary Player would always set up and try and hit drivers down between those trees. And you always say, if you can hit it between these two trees, you'll never miss a fairway in the U.S. Open. It was about 20 yards wide.
Yep. That's exactly
Way
right.
different nowadays.
That's how it was.
Way
Now
different.
they're hitting a 350, but they hit it anywhere they want. And the rough isn't that severe that they can't hit they're hitting a wedge.
Yep.
And they're so strong, they can swing through the tall grass.
All right, let's take a look at one more here. Let's see what we got. Let's get to young Charlie. So, quite disappointing to see he missed the cut.
He missed the cut?
Missed the cut. Missed the cut.
You know why? Right there. He's thinking. He's thinking too much. What are you doing a drill on a golf course for? You do drills in front of a mirror and without a ball. And then you hit a ball. Then you do the drill 2 or 3 or 4 times. Then you hit a ball. Then you do the drill 3 or 4 or 5 times. Then you hit a ball. And you don't take it over the golf course. Go to the golf course, play golf.
You can't have any thoughts in there.
Yeah, just focus as target, target, target. Look at the fairways. Imagine the ball being where it is you want it to be. Work the ball around the obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
Get your rhythm down. That's all.
And I did an analysis of him many, many years ago. Remember that?
Yeah,
When
he was so shut.
He was so shut. And the move that he's doing here it's an opening move. That right arm is rotating, which is going to get that right arm to fold and the club face to open up. So it's not a surprise that he went from shut to kind of get back to, somewhat square, but that's an opening move for sure. Not something most people want to do.
Well, it's not a bad drill per se. If somebody has like a real bad flying elbow, it's not a bad drill. They got a flying elbow in their cross line, as you've seen a million times.
Mm-hmm.
But I just say this is not the place to do the drill.
No.
You should be thinking about his shot, not thinking about his arm.
Well, you think his father would have some influence on?
I'm sure he will.
On
Like I did with my kid when he's kicking. He misses a kick. He goes, "What the hell's the matter with you?"
That's why he's so afraid of
I
you.
spent all this money to send you to school so you can kick.
And you would starve him at night, right? When he missed kicks, you wouldn't give him dinner at
No,
night.
I was very lucky. He never really missed kicks that were important.
And what was his philosophy on that?
I don't know. It's just it's something you have in your heart. That when all of a sudden you have to make this kick, or the team loses the game, and the whole team's holding hands on the sidelines, and you just either you come to the surface, or you fold.
What, I remember you telling a story about Brandon when they called timeout and he was going to be kicking the
3
winning
times.
3 times.
They burned all 3 timeouts.
And how's that story go?
It was South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina Junior College was playing it because he was playing at the postgraduate football for Hargrave Military Academy. And I was right on the sidelines and I saw the quarterback at the play just before on the 3rd down play. And the guy was going for a pass to the right and he threw the ball away, far away from the guy because it could have been intercepted. And we saw him for something to eat afterwards. And he said, I knew Loopy could make it. He called him Loopy all the time. I knew Loopy was going to make it, so that's why I threw the ball out of bounds. I wasn't worried. It was about a 35-yard or 37-yard, something like that. And he gets lined up, they call timeout. He gets lined up again, they call timeout. He gets lined up again, they call timeout again. He looks at the coach and he goes, at their coach, like, I don't care. You want to call timeout again? I don't give a crap. And then he got up there and he just flat nailed it. He just caught it flush. It just some guys have it and some don't. I mean, it's the same thing in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what he said to you after the game, right? It didn't matter to me. I was going to make it anyway. Right?
That's the attitude you have to have. And it's the same thing on the golf course. As I say, he's sitting there screwing around with this drill when he really should be thinking about, where am I going to put this golf ball?
Yeah.
How am I going to defeat this hole? How am I going to birdie every freaking hole that I play?
Remember, Derek Sanders told us that story about Brad Faxon, and I think you asked Derek why Brad is such a great putter. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, and he says that he would when he would miss the putt, he'd come back to the bag and he'd say, "Well, don't worry, I'll get the next one." He was always thinking he was going to make it.
Yep.
And Gene was always thinking he was going to miss it.
I saw a stat the other day. He shot 59. 59. Did you know that?
Who, Gene?
Gene.
He's very capable of doing that.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player.
Gene Sowers is we're talking about. Shot a 59.
Where at?
I don't remember. But it was a 59 because, what was it? Who shot 59 last week? Something along those lines.
He had to do a putter good on that day.
But that's an elite group of like 13 or 14 people who've broken 60. But yeah, he shot 59. I don't know where it was, but yeah, you can't be thinking miss when you shoot 59.
No, you go through peaks and valleys. It's just been one of those days that things started to work right, and your confidence level gets up, and you ride that pony. It could go exactly the reverse. You get up in the first couple of holes. Oh crap! Not this, and you let that get to you. You got to learn how to put it behind you and just keep going.
Yeah, you got to ride the wave. There's a Roy McIlroy. Roy Mackle, remember from Tin Cup? You get a rider until she bucks you, right? Ride her until she bucks you. You keep going, ride that wave.
I guess that's why I had so many kids.
All right, great. Well, we've had one other person besides Leanne.
We did where?
Watching us. I don't know. There's another eye up here.
Send us a chat thing here. Oh, I see that. Look at that. You got an eye with a 2. That's pretty cool.
Yep. But the good news is we were testing this technology and it's working out pretty good so far. And we'll just have to get a little bit better with it. But it's a great way that we can start sharing our information.
Well, we got to tell everybody we're doing it in the first place. We didn't tell anybody.
And we
kept it as a secret.
We'll set up a schedule. You can set up alerts where we've got 8,000.
Call the fire department.
8,000 followers, and every time we send an alert out, they get an email saying Quick Fix is going to go live. So, but
yeah, because maybe we can help them out with some tips or something, or they can explain what they're doing, or if they have a video, you can always upload it to on our app. And then we can go ahead and use it and feature it. Well, do a little analysis for you right here live.
Mm-hmm.
You get the app at the App Store if you have an iPhone. Search for Quick Fix Golf, all one word, or you go to Google Play and you Android, same thing. And follow the bouncing ball. It's pretty good directions. You got a little video you have on there also that explains how.
Yeah, a little tutorial to help you.
Tutorial.
But it's pretty user friendly. that quick upload feature. Take it out to the range, take it to your backyard, wherever you're at, and we'll get you analysis right back.
Yeah, like Thomas Recchi there. He in his whole backyard.
Yep.
And he could have walked to the golf course where we're at.
Yep.
From his house to here, he could have walked.
Yeah.
He did the online program instead.
Yep.
A lot of people like that. That's what part of Dean Beeman's program that I like. He realized, he said, you take a beginner, take them to the other end of the range where nobody else is there, because there's an intimidation factor. They see somebody hitting the ball 250, 300 yards, and they go, I'm never going to do that. And they get discouraged and they quit. So, take them to the other end of the range, away from everybody. Let them start their own pace. He said the first 4 or 5 lessons, no club, just the body. Get them to repeat the motion, what it feels like to swing through a golf swing, and then put a club in their hand, and then and start off with little short shots. I think that's ingenious. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a level of performance when you're by yourself, and a level of performance when you're on a range with a lot of people. So you've got to go through these different levels, and you just can't jump into Carnegie Hall and start playing music when you're just learning. So you got to go through the different levels, and you can't be jumping over a level. So just you and a golf club and by yourself in the corner is a great place to start.
Yeah, and it's something you're going to work on forever. That's the thing about golf. It was like when I took piano lessons as a little kid. I started when I was 6. But you took piano lessons when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. I'm still taking piano lessons. You don't stop.
What was it? One of your ex-wives, you were saying, I don't know which one of them, but she said, why are you going to practice? Don't you know how to do the game?
It's the one I'm married to now. When we were in high school, I practiced so much, and I brought her to the golf course. So I said, I don't know what I'll do. So she didn't complain about me practicing. I just bring her to the golf course. Well, she was having one hell of a great time just walking. She says, I don't know why you practice so much. I thought you already knew how to play. I'll never forget that.
Well, it's a game of whether you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no staying the same. So if you're not practicing, you're going the opposite way.
Oh, and today, these kids, I've seen some of these Korean girls on the ladies tour. They don't have a life. They practice day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night.
It's pretty sad. I had the opportunity to play with a girl from Israel many, many years ago, and we're playing and walking down the fairways, and I'm asking her all these questions.
Did she have a machine gun?
No, but the point is that, I said, so who do you hang out with on tour? What do you do? And she didn't have any friends, didn't do anything. It was just golf was her life. That's it. Nothing else got in the way. It's pretty lonely, if you ask me.
Did you ask her out?
No.
You need to tell her you'll fix the loneliness real quick.
But yeah, it's
yeah, I saw this girl in Las Vegas, and her parents had a cart, her golf coach had a cart,
right.
her exercise guru or something had a cart, then another cart for the little sister and the little brother or something. So it was this entourage going down the golf course.
Well, and that's the way it is, right? You think of like the Little League World Series when we have it, in Taiwan. It's a family day. Everybody supports the one person playing Little League. Everybody comes out. It's a family occasion.
Well, these Koreans, they're thinking about the money.
Well,
there's big money for them. They put their whole life into it, but it's almost their modus operandi. No matter what they do, they do it well, and they work really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Their work ethic's very high, and no matter what it is they choose to do, they go at it 100%. They compete, which is what we have to do as a country right now. Compete. You got to compete.
And that Little League World Series example, they were playing it. It was Taiwan. I think it was Taiwan. They were playing against Texas, and Texas was just full of home run hitters, big brutes hitting home runs. And the Taiwan team, they were small and they weren't going to hit many home runs, so they figured out a way to compete. And how they do it? Well,
Run the base,
stealing bases,
run the
bunting,
bases.
singles, right?
Yeah. So all you
Um,
need to do is work you get people on base, and you get your pitcher off rhythm, get the whole infield nervous. Put pressure on the bases. Put pressure on the bases.
and they ended up winning, beating the powerhouse.
Really?
So, but yeah, you got to know your strengths when you're competing. You got to stick to it, and you can't change that game plan.
You're gonna be like your team, the Mets. We're gonna play 7 innings. Here comes Diaz.
This is
That's
just
it.
7
Game's
innings.
over.
Yep. Mhm.
When I saw that game, I think the score was 8-5, and they brought him in, and it was like whiff, 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 down. Let's go to 9th inning. Whiff, 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 whiff.
Let's just hope he stays healthy. That's
I
the,
look at the little thing on the wall. It says that the speed of the pitch is 103, 102, 103, 101.
but you can't see it coming. That's the tough part
Yeah, with
about
that
it.
leg
You don't know
kick,
when it's being delivered.
His leg kick is so high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
All right. Anyway, I think this was a successful test, and we're going to try to do a lot more of these.
We have to have like a signing off song or something, Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Okay, that's enough of that.